How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the Detroit Lions franchise here on Madden 22. My name is Football Fan Forever, and we are starting today's episode with a lot of upgrades. We beat the Green Bay Packers last week, and there's a gameplay goal to beat them as they are our primary rival in this series. And doing that gave the entire team a nice boost to their experience, and that bumped a lot of our young players up to the next overall level. So we'll go through those upgrades here. Players like Tyreek Buchanan, Keegan Darby, Deshaun Peoples, all getting upgrades. And I have to say, of all the changes they made to franchise mode in the last several years, I think this upgrade system is one of my favorites. It doesn't always work well because the computer just goes for whatever their scheme fit is, so you can get some really lopsided players hitting free agency and stuff, or just around the league. But for the user experience, I think it's super fun. You've probably figured out by now that I really enjoy developing young players over even established players sometimes. So weeks like this where we get to go through and upgrade what feels like half the team are always really enjoyable for me. I can also use this time to talk a little bit about the channel and the plans I have going forward. I'm really excited for Madden 24. I like a lot of the changes I've been seeing. I've heard that the initial reviews on the gameplay are overwhelmingly positive. And I'm pumped for the changes they're making in franchise as well. Obviously this channel skipped Madden 23, so it'll be a little bit of a jump to get to Madden 24 in terms of some of the new, like the free agency stuff. The scouting has been tweaked over a couple of years. There's now player tags and stuff. But at the same time, I'm really excited for the depth that the 2-year gap between modes will allow for. It feels like there's a significant step from Madden 22 to Madden 24 in that area. So that also means getting a next-gen console, which is something I'm excited for as well. So you're going to see some next-gen gameplay here in probably August or early September once Madden 24 is released to the public. It's already the middle of July, so Madden 24 is something like 6 weeks away, which is really close considering that we are not quite halfway through this season. But I will finish this series. We're in the middle of a very interesting season right now, hovering right around 500. The overall feel of the season is a lot different from last year, and players like Bob Harrison are struggling in ways that they didn't during our Super Bowl winning campaign. Our rush defense is significantly worse than it's been at any point throughout this series, which is very disappointing considering the investments we've made in the front seven. And while our passing offense has taken a step forward and is now ranked in the middle third of the league, with that has come more turnovers, and that was an area that we did especially well in last season. We're also struggling on third downs on both sides of the ball, and if you remember back to last year, it was turnovers and situational football that we performed especially well in. And it appears that our margin for error is still quite thin in Season 3. So with the upgrades out of the way, I did want to make one move to maybe try and bolster our run defense. Sean Dean Hamilton has spent the entirety of the season on injured reserve, and he's been ready to go for a couple of weeks. So we bring him back to the team. And in a corresponding move, I've decided to release Quan Alexander. I'd signed him for his pass coverage abilities, but that's not really where our defense has been struggling this season, and his run defense is weaker than what we've seen from Sean Dean Hamilton. So that's a disappointing move to make considering he was one of our 2 free agent signings this past off season. But it's good to have Sean Dean Hamilton back as we are at home this week against the Denver Broncos. Both teams enter at 4-3 as Christian Kirk looks to build off of a 5-catch, 95-yard performance last week against Green Bay. But it will be Denver's offense out there first as Jack Fox gets us underway in Week 9. This coming on the other side of our bye week as the kick is taken for a touchback by rookie returner Jerry Barber. So that will bring out Teddy Two Gloves, the former Minnesota Viking. He's been a journeyman quarterback for a lot of years in the league, and he's found another home here in Denver. 10 touchdowns, 5 interceptions on the season. He will start his day in the shotgun. Play action for Teddy. Pressure incoming, and down he goes. It's Deshaun Hand. He's rushing off the edge in our 4-3 formation. We've been running a 3-4 for the entirety of this series, but in an effort to make our run defense stronger, we worked on some things over the bye week as Noah Fant takes that up the field for 13 yards, making it a very manageable 3rd and 4 for the Broncos. And they'll head right back to Noah Fant on 3rd and 4. So 2 quick connections from quarterback to tight end dig the Broncos out of their early hole there. 1st and 10. It's Javonte Williams in the I formation on 1st down. He hits a lane, and it's a touchdown-saving tackle from Will Harris that finally brings him down after a gain of 17. And that's how you attack this Detroit Lions defense. You run the ball effectively, and occasionally you'll have Courtland Sutton open for a gain of 13. Bridgewater starting 3 of 3 through the air. He had plenty of time on that pass, and you will head back to the air on 1st and 10. There's Noah Fant inside the 15 down to the 12. A solid blitz pickup from Javonte Williams will put the Broncos inside the red zone here. Bridgewater spreading out the defense on 2nd and 10. 4-man rush. He feels the pressure, and down he goes. It's Philip Harden with the sack. Romeo Okwara was also there as the rookie linebacker will drop Bridgewater for a loss of 8. 3rd and 18 from the 20. Corners playing off. Bridgewater escaping the pocket to his right, still rolling, and he is sacked by George Towns. A loss of 1 still counts as a sack as the Detroit defense comes up with a red zone stop there and holds the Broncos to a field goal. So out comes Bob Harrison and the Detroit offense. Harrison with as many interceptions in his sophomore season as Bridgewater's thrown touchdowns this year. Harrison was very good protecting the football in his rookie season, but we've seen him take more shots and more risks this season as he's being asked to do more in this defense. And on 1st and 10, there's his new favorite target. It's Deshaun Peoples into Denver territory with a gain of 27. Expect to see play action still featured heavily here as Harrison will head back to the air on 1st down. He's got Hawkinson open inside the 30 down to the 27. Harrison has been excellent on opening drives this season, and he's under center on 3rd and 3. DeAndre Swift is in the game. 3-3-5 look for the Broncos as Swift will carry this one up the middle to the 15. Alexander Johnson in on the tackle there. It's a fresh set of downs for the Lions. 1st and 10. 2 deep safeties for the Broncos. 4-man rush. Harrison to Darby. That is caught out of bounds. Great concentration to haul in the pass, but he did not get 2 feet in. As the Lions will face a 3rd and 6 from the 10. Hairston 5 wide here on 3rd down. He will throw for it here. Kirk is close to the marker, but taken down short. 4th and 1. And the offense will stay on the field. This is where Jamal Williams is at his best. Jason Kabinda in the game. Williams inside the 5, and he's tackled at the 2. So the drive will continue. Detroit just 2 yards away. The 6'3" Emmett Wheeler isolated to the right. Williams in the game. He will get the call again, and he will power his way into the end zone for the touchdown. The decision to go forward on 4th down pays off as the Lions will take a 7-3 lead here instead of settling for a tie ball game. Williams' plunge caps off an 11-play drive here that leaves just 2.5 minutes to go in the 1st quarter. Denver trying to establish its ground game here, but there hasn't been much room for Williams after that initial 17-yard burst. 3rd and 6 for Bridgewater, and he will throw for it. Wants Noah Fant, and he has him open on the sideline. Gain of 18. Already 4 catches for 58 yards for the superstar tight end, as the Lions are going to have their hands full covering someone of his athletic ability. He's made catches against both Carmichael and Towns, as the check down also goes to Fant on that play, leading to a 3rd and 1. Javonte Williams is the lone back. Bridgewater under center, and Williams will get the call. He'll try the right side, and he will have enough for the 1st. Carmichael and Towns combining on the tackle there as Williams keeps the drive alive. We're into the second quarter, and it's Williams getting the handoff once again, and this time there's not a lot of room for him to run. 3rd and 7. Bridgewater in the shotgun. 4-man rush for the Lions, and the short throw to Fant is well defended by Jeff Okuda. And that will bring out the field goal unit for a 54-yard attempt indoors, and this is good. Justin Rohrwasser from 54 will trim the lead to 1. It's a 7-6 ball game as the Lions face a 3rd and 5 on the ensuing possession. Harrison in the shotgun against a 4-man rush, and he will find Keegan Darby across the sticks for a gain of 9 and a first down. This is a pretty talented Denver secondary led by Justin Simmons and Patrick Surtain. That was a good decision by Harrison to take what the defense is giving him as Swift picks up 3 on first down. In the pistol on 2nd and 7, Harrison to throw, firing over the middle, it's tipped and intercepted! Oh, I jinxed it! Kayvon Wallace returns this to the 36 as Deshaun Peoples was open underneath, but Harrison looked one step deeper for Kirk on the slant route. A nice play made there by Alexander Johnson, but that pass should never have been thrown as Denver has excellent field position following Harrison's 11th interception of the season. Javonte Williams off the right side of the line. He'll pick up 5 on his 7th carry. 1st and 10 Denver at the 25-yard line. Detroit's defense trying to limit the damage here. Very quick pass that is caught by Nelson Dunn behind the line of scrimmage. Tyreek Buchanan out there on the play, and it's 3rd and 12 one play later. Bridgewater in the shotgun bunch formation to his right. He's back to pass. Time for Bridgewater. Fires short of the 6 that is hauled in by the rookie Eric Barton. But George Towns brings him down, and that will bring out Rohrwasser for another field goal attempt. This time from 36. It's a fake. Rohrwasser chugging for the marker, and he is tackled at the 15. And this is going to be very close, as the ruling on the field is that Rohrwasser is short. Carmichael meets him a couple yards shy of the marker, and it all depends on where they spot the ball when the knee is down. But there's no challenge from Denver, so Detroit takes over on their own 15-yard line. Very lucky for it to still be a 7-6 game, as DeAndre Swift fumbled the football and Denver takes over at the 13. Kayvon Wallace recovers that one for his 2nd takeaway, as rookie Kyrie Hughes runs into Bob Harrison and misses the key block there. Denver's offense with another gift-wrapped scoring chance here. Javonte Williams inside the 5 down to the 2. 1st and goal, Denver goal line formations on the field. Detroit's defense trying to get another stop, but Javonte Williams is untouched into the end zone for a 13-7 Denver Broncos lead. So just over 5 minutes to go here in the first half. It's been a tough start for the Detroit offense after that opening touchdown drive. They've turned the ball over twice, and their running game is going nowhere. Jamal Williams stuffed at the line of scrimmage. It's 3rd and 10, and Harrison's going to have to throw for this one. Stevenson in the game. He's in motion. 4-man rush from the Broncos, pressure incoming. Harrison gets it away, and Hawkinson makes the catch on the left sideline. What a grab by the superstar tight end. 34 yards on 3rd and 10, hauling in with one hand and still getting both feet down. He absolutely mossed the cornerback on that play, and Detroit's drive will continue here. It's a delayed give to Deshaun Stevenson, and he's got some room up to the 28. J.J. Dunlap in the game here on 2nd and 2. DeAndre Swift getting a little bit of a break on the bench here following his fumble, and Dunlap has that one up the middle. His 2nd carry nets 12 and a first down. So now the Lions with a red zone attempt of their own. 1st and 10 from the 16. Play action for Hairston. He fires downfield. There's Dexter Allen into the end zone for a touchdown. 16 yards to the second-year tight end, ties the game, and Austin Seibert is on for the point-after attempt to give the Lions a 14-13 lead. So a nice bounce-back drive for the offense after their previous two ended in turnovers. Detroit once again playing with the lead here. Bridgewater on 2nd and 10 from his own 25. Fires over the middle. That is Jerry Jeudy to the 34. 3rd and 1. Detroit crowding the line here. Bridgewater will throw forward, and he has his man. That is Mecole Hardman, the former Kansas City Chief, with the reception there. Now 2nd and 3 as we approach the 2-minute warning. And it's Williams on the carry, and he will be wrapped up by a combination of D'Angelo Carmichael and George Towns behind the line of scrimmage. Run defense looking a little bit better here today as they force a 3rd and medium. Bridgewater in the shotgun, Williams to his right, Noah Fant on the left side of the line, and they'll hand off to Williams, who fights his way through contact to midfield. And now Denver will hurry back to the line. We're inside 2 minutes here. Detroit struggling to get ready, and it's a nice throw on the move, but Fant can't haul it in there. 2nd down. Sean Francois on the coverage. He's out there against the speedy Hardman as a delayed give is blown up in the backfield by Carmichael to force 3rd and 12. Clock continuing to run. Bridgewater sees an opening. He gets a block and the yards he needs for a 1st down. 18 yards on 3rd and 12 for Teddy Two Gloves as Denver takes their first time out with 54 seconds to go. Ball on the 28, screen is being set up, and Williams is met in the backfield by James Bradbury. A couple of tackles for loss have not slowed down this Denver offense, but now they face a 3rd and 10. Bridgewater against a 3-man rush this time. He's got all day to throw, checks it down for Fant, who gets around one defender and is wrapped up at the 26. So the defense gets a stop, but the Broncos are inside field goal range and have bled all but 35 seconds off the clock. Here's Rohrwasser from 43, and the kick is good to give Denver a 2-point lead heading into halftime. 16-14 is your score, as those two turnovers loom large over Detroit's otherwise decent showing on offense. There are also some other games to keep an eye on around the league here, as the Green Bay Packers and the Chicago Bears are locked in a tight one in Lambeau. Chicago currently leads 7-0 as they approach halftime, while the Philadelphia Eagles, who picked number 1 overall in this most recent NFL draft, are 6-2 on the season and are looking for their 7th victory as they currently lead the New York Giants 17-7. But back to Detroit, we are down on the scoreboard, and it's a pretty close game. We're losing the time of possession battle pretty significantly, however, and Bob Harrison has completed just half of his passes in the first half. The Lions will start the 3rd quarter with the football, though, so it's a chance for us to set the tone for the final 2 quarters here in Detroit. There's a opening gain of 5 for J.J. Dunlap as Harrison heads to the air on 2nd down and finds Keegan Darby over the middle for a gain of 11. DeAndre Swift is back in the game on 1st down. Short drop for Harrison, and he will check this one down to T.J. Hawkinson. But Penei Sewell is calling for the trainers, grasping at his knee there. He's able to limp off under his own power, but he is quickly ruled out for the rest of the game. So it will be rookie Blake Culp in at right tackle for the rest of the way, as Penei Sewell has been diagnosed with a dislocated knee. And that's an injury that is likely to keep him out multiple weeks. So now we've got 2 rookies on the right side of this offensive line in Randall Barrow and Blake Culp. And on 3rd and 2, DeAndre Swift is stuffed shy of the marker, 4th in inches. And for the 2nd time today, the offense will stay on the field here. Jamal Williams in the game, and Williams will have enough for the 1st. So the Lions convert on their 2nd 4th down of the day here, keeping the drive alive. Ball at the 36, it's 1st and 10. Williams still in the game. Play action for Harrison. He's got time. Rolls, fires downfield. There's Kirk inside the 5, and he's tackled out of bounds at the 1. He was pushed out just a few feet short of a go-ahead touchdown there. It's 1st and goal, Detroit from the 1. Peoples and Kirk to the left side. Harrison hit as he throws. Swift has it. Touchdown! And Bob Harrison didn't get a lot on that throw. He was crushed by a blitzing Justin Simmons. But Swift is able to corral it, turn upfield, and walk in for the touchdown, as the Lions send out the field goal unit for a 21-16 lead. A 10-play, 75-yard drive puts Detroit back on top, as now we see what kinds of adjustments the defense has made going into the second half here. As the Broncos start off with a delayed give, that is Javonte Williams met at the line. Chauncey Barker on the stop, and that will force a 3rd and long. Broncos 6 of 10 on 3rd down in the first half. They will set up this screen. There's Williams with a couple of blockers, but he is pushed out of bounds at the 33, and the Broncos go 3 and out. So Detroit with a chance to make this a 2-score game here. Handoff Swift. He's got the edge and the 1st down. Wrapped up by Bradley Chubb, but not before he moves the sticks. Now 2nd down with the ball at the 42. Just 4 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter here. Harrison under pressure, and he's off the mark for Deshaun Peoples. 3rd and medium. Single high safety look for the Broncos. Harrison back to pass against a 4-man rush, but he runs into trouble and throws this one into the dirt. As the Lions go 3 and out comes Jack Fox. Back to return is the rookie cornerback Jerry Barber, as Fox angles this towards the Detroit sideline, and it bounces out of bounds at the 10. For whatever reason, I feel like we've struggled when we've got the opposing offense pinned back inside their own territory. But on 2nd down, there's a nice play made by Devin Woodson to force 3rd and 9. He's had a much quieter season than I anticipated after he racked up 15 sacks as a rookie. He'll rush a passer here on 3rd down all day for Bridgewater, who escapes the pocket and is tackled right at the sticks. And they mark him short, 4th and inches, and Denver punts it back to the Lions. Detroit's defense settling in here in the 3rd quarter, but can their offense put together another scoring drive? There's a nice throw by Bob Hairston, despite the pressure given up by Blake Culp, to put that one over the head of Alexander Johnson to move the sticks and put the Lions inside field goal range here. 3rd and 5, Harrison rolls to his right, fires downfield for Hawkinson, who never made a play on the ball, and Harrison is intercepted a 2nd time by Kayvon Wallace. 2 interceptions and a fumble recovery for number 42. Harrison's going to be seeing Wallace in his nightmares, as this should have just been thrown away. You trust your tight end to make a play there, but Hawkinson was clearly thinking 6. Denver's 3rd forced turnover of the day gives them the ball back with very little time here in the 3rd quarter. We've managed to slow down Denver's rushing attack, and with it, their offense. So we will head to the 4th quarter with Detroit clinging to a 21-16 lead. I don't know if 21 points is enough to beat Denver, though, as it is the rookie Eric Barton in the game for the Broncos, finding a seam to the right side and picking up 13 on his 3rd carry of the day. Barton is back in the game 1 play later. Detroit stacking the box, and Bridgewater will head to the air, fires a slant route against the blitz, and it's Cortland Sutton with the reception to the 33-yard line. Denver on the edge of field goal range here. Deep drop for Bridgewater, and there is Sutton again inside the 25 down to the 20. Bridgewater 18 of 22 through the air. Hasn't seen a lot of fireworks in the passing offense just yet, but he's got his team inside the red zone here. Barton on the carry, hesitates, and is wrapped up by Carmichael after a short gain. 3rd and 6. And Bridgewater will throw for it on 3rd down. Rolls to his left, and he's sacked. Chauncey Barker and Philip Harden combine, as is Barker's first half sack of his career here in Week 9. Better late than never, I suppose, as with just over 7 minutes to go, it's Rohrwasser for another field goal. So Bob Harrison retakes the field after his second interception, the lead trimmed to just 2. He probably wishes he could have both of those interceptions back as he gets a nice block from Blake Culp and slides down at the 40-yard line after a gain of 15. Harrison isn't someone who throws the ball away very often, and I feel like a lot of his turnovers are from him trying to do a little bit too much instead of taking what the defense is giving him. But he did so on that carry, and DeAndre Swift follows up with another first down run, as Harrison is sacked on first down. Rodney McCullough was not fooled at all by the play action. 2nd and 15. Just the first time Harrison has been sacked here today, as the Broncos blitz again on 2nd down. This time Harrison is ready for it, but it's a very short gain. And now Taylor Decker is shaken up, and he will also leave the field. So we're down both of our starting tackles, and we're facing a 3rd and 12. Harrison to throw, pressure incoming, ball is out, and Blake Culp falls on top of it to prevent our 4th turnover of the day. But he also allowed the sack there, as Culp has been thrust into action against one of the best in the game in Bradley Chubb. But with Taylor Decker also out for the game, Jerron Christian, our other backup tackle, is pressed into action as well. We simply don't have any other personnel options at this point, as Jack Fox does it again. That's another second half punt down inside the 20, as the Broncos have their work cut out for them if they want to get into field goal range here. Bridgewater to throw on 1st and 10. It's a short pass to Nicholas Dulong, the rookie tight end behind Noah Fant on the depth chart, now facing a 3rd and 7. Bridgewater under center, 4-man rush. There is Fant. He's across the 25 and tackled out of bounds at the 28. He was nearly unstoppable to start the game, and if Bridgewater starts looking his way more often, we could be in trouble. But on 1st and 10, there's Chauncey Barker. This time he gets the whole sack to himself, breaking up the screen there and forcing a 3rd and long. Bridgewater in the shotgun on 3rd and 8. 3-man rush, throws to the left side. Dalton Logan brings down Barton shy of the marker. And the Broncos will punt, which will allow the Lions to start running the clock here. 2nd and 8. Jet sweep for Deshaun Peoples. This one is coming back as there's a flag on the play. And this could be a critical flag, as the Broncos have the 2-minute warning and all 3 timeouts in their pocket. And the Lions will face a 2nd and 17. 2 tight ends in the game for the Lions. Harrison back to pass against the blitz. He's got Hockenson over the middle, shakes a tackle and falls ahead to the 37. It's a gutsy gain of 20 to move the sticks and take us to the 2-minute warning, as now it's the Lions with a chance to put this one away. A first down ends the game. Williams trying the right side. He gains about 8. 2nd and 2. Denver spends their first timeout. DeAndre Swift in the game. Kyrie Hughes in motion left. Broncos stack the box. Swift trying the left side. Breaks a tackle and he is hauled down after a gain of 1. And now it's Bradley Chubb shaken up ahead of a critical 3rd down. And it's J.J. Dunlap checking into the game behind Jason Kabinda on 3rd and 2. Kyrie Hughes in the game. It's a wall of rookies paving the way for J.J. Dunlap. Randall Barrow, Blake Culp, and Kyrie Hughes getting the push we needed right where Bradley Chubb would line up, as the Lions are able to run out the clock for their 5th victory of the season. 21-19 is your final score, as the Lions overcome 3 offensive turnovers and 139 rushing yards from the Broncos to come away with the victory here in Week 9. Like a lot of our games here in Season 3, it hasn't always been pretty. Bob Harrison throws for 226 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. He completes 63% of his passes, which is actually on the higher end for him this season. There have been some major growing pains for him and our passing offense as a whole this year, and those struggles continue despite our victory here today. Harrison did throw a couple of very important touchdowns, however, as the Broncos did a pretty good job of slowing down our rushing game. DeAndre Swift and Jamal Williams only averaged 4 yards per carry between the two of them, which is below what we've come to expect from our rushing attack. We responded by spreading the ball around through the air though, as 7 different Lions caught passes today, with Keegan Darby leading the team with 5 catches and TJ Hawkinson leading the team with 69 yards. We saw Dexter Allen catch a touchdown pass out of the offset pistol here today, as I'm trying to rotate our tight ends around a little bit more to put them in situations where they can succeed. I've been subbing in Kyrie Hughes when we need an extra push in the running game, but I want to get Dexter Allen moved around a little bit more as well. I know I've said this before, but without a true high-volume pass catcher on our team, we've really had to take advantage of mismatches and or personnel advantages where we can. And that will be even more important if we're missing our 2 starting tackles for any significant amount of time. But the game ball here should really go to the defense. D'Angelo Carmichael was a monster. 18 total tackles, including 3 for a loss. George Towns had an excellent game as well, as we did a nice job of bottling up Javonte Williams. This is also the first game that I started using different players along the defensive front, and it doesn't work quite as well in a 3-4 as a 4-3 because you gotta be careful with your linebackers. It needs to be a down lineman for the linebacker to not take off in man coverage somewhere. But that was rewarded with several different players getting pressure here today, including Chauncey Barker's first 1.5 sacks on the season. Philip Harden also has been playing fairly well, and I'm excited to see what he can do with a little bit more consistent playing time, but I will also try and rotate in defenders, especially along the defensive line, in order to keep our pass rushers like Devin Woodson fresh and get guys like Levi Onwuzurike and Deshaun Hand on the field as well. We also need to shout out our special teams unit, specifically Jack Fox, who had a couple of punts pinned inside the 15 in the second half that really helped put the Broncos in a hole, and tilted the field in favor of our defense. Just 40 total points scored here today, and only 10 of those came after halftime. But a win is a win. And our defense especially played a lot better in the second half than they did in the first. We hold the Broncos to just 138 passing yards on the day. And after they went 6 of 10 in the first half on third downs, they go just 1 of 5 for the rest of the way. It was a really solid defensive showing from our defense, and we'll hope for that in the games to come, as the injury report is a bit of a mixed bag. Taylor Decker will not miss any time with his dislocated wrist, but Penei Sewell will be out for the next 3 games with a dislocated knee. Now, it's not the ACL injury that everyone was fearing, so there's good news there. But we have some difficult games coming up on our schedule, and to be without our young superstar right tackle will certainly be another hurdle for our offense to overcome. Next up, we play the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They were last year's number 2 seed in the NFC and Tom Brady's final NFL season, but he has since retired after a first-round playoff exit, and they've turned to second-year quarterback Davon Williams, who has rewarded their faith in him by having an excellent season, buoyed by perhaps the strongest roster in the NFL. That video will be up next on the channel, but that is all for today's episode. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good one, everybody, and like always, I will catch you next time.